So we got news of internal struggles at Microsoft. We have a new metric over at PlayStation. Shout out to them port beggars. And we got calls for firings, calls to get rid of people. You boys must have lost your mind. Looking at my pit boy is about that time to get into these topics because you dudes, you're going too far with it. I gave you 2 days of grace. Fix your face. Time to get back in the fight. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's
go. We got a lot to discuss. When it come to news, ain't no better than us. When it come to news, ain't no one you can trust. We got a lot to touch, so it's time to crush. We got a lot to discuss. When it come to news, ain't no better than us. When it come to news, ain't no one you can trust. We got a lot to touch, so it's time to crush. So it's time to crush.
I see people talking about fire Phil, fire Sarah, fire Matt, fire everybody, fire Satya, fire all these people. Okay. You guys don't know what the hell is going on, and I don't ever expect you to. I just expect y'all to have knee-jerk reactions to information, and a lot of you poor begging ponies are the ones that's calling for the outer, and a lot of you pony bots, a lot of you weak, mustard-hearted dudes are calling for Phil Dominus Maximus Aurelius Spencer, first of his name, to be ostracized. Let me start off by saying, you have lost your mind. When he got there, they had 3 studios. Could have been 4 or 5, whatever. They got 36 some studios right now. Games is happening. Now, y'all want to sit there and talk about, oh, this is not happening right. You got to get your stuff right before you start pushing stuff out the door. You didn't have Game Pass before him. Got Game Pass now. You didn't have the console the way it is right now. Now you got that. Because that Xbox One, that was Donnie. Technically, we not supposed to be here. No Phil, no hair. You get that part together. Let him cook. He cooking now. Start judging him on his June show. Start judging him on Hellblade 2. Start judging. Everybody can have the problem with him. Go ahead. Have all the problems in the world. ABK was in the toilet before Xbox came and yanked them out. Bethesda ZeniMax was going in the same direction. Now, if they got to fix some stuff up, I don't ever call for firing. I don't look for that, and I'm not justifying that. But in the corporate world, you guys got to stop acting like y'all in the corporate world. You know what I'm saying? Unless you button up suit and tie and you going to work and you working at your computer doing your thing and you in the corporate world and you working for billions and $1 trillion companies, please sit down and shut up. Just enjoy yourself. That Twitter stuff ain't real. He mainlined all the way up to CEO. Let him cook. Obviously, he knows something. Let him cook. You guys don't know a damn thing about business. Let him cook. Now, when these games hit, and they're going to hit, I don't want to hear nothing. Just let him cook. So all you doing is talking, flapping your gums. Who you going to put in there? Who? Y'all saw what Jim did, right? Y'all was screaming that Sean Layden got to go. Sean Layden got to go. Y'all ain't look good since. Jim destroyed you. Broke you down. You got less studios, less games. You don't got no games, bro. No games. Watch your mouth, man. Let's get into these topics. Watch your mouth, man. Just had to start it off with that. Watch your mouth, man. Peace and blessings and welcome back to Xbox Frontline News with your boy, the King. And yo, I am so happy about all the information that's coming out because you get a chance to sit back, see things for what it is, and understand that Twitter is a place that doesn't reside in the real world. Now, we are the 5%. Us guys that's in the know. Us Twitter dudes that are hanging on every news article, every insider, every leak, every little bit of information. While the average consumer is running outside and purchasing games at a blistering pace, or not purchasing at all, or totally oblivious to anything that we are talking about, and living in a perfect ecosystem, isolated away from the toxicity that is Twitter. We fail to realize that we aren't the majority. We the minority. We're a small fraction of a bunch of imbeciles that are console warring, fighting, bickering, arguing, pushing agendas while trying to push our bottom lines. Hashtag no PlayStation 6. You know how we do it over here. I'm going to keep the boot on Kong's neck this whole generation. Now, you see how this video is different from the last video? The last video was talking about issues that were going on that actually harm people. This video is a little bit different. So we're going to have our lightheartedness. We're going to have our fun with this. We're going to have our perspectives on exactly what's going on. Now, Warner Brothers had some stuff that was going on. Let's get into that. Okay, so looking at the industry as a whole, Warner Brothers CEO disappointed Suicide Squad sales added to an underwhelming first quarter news. Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League generated significantly lower revenues when compared to Hard Work's legacy during the same quarter a year ago. Studios starting with the studios, a $400 million year-over-year decline during the first quarter was primarily due to a tough competition that they faced in games that had success like Hogwarts Legacy last year in the first quarter, in conjunction with the disappointing Suicide Squad release this past quarter, which impaired, leading to a $200 million impact on the earns before interest, taxes, and depreciation and amortization. During the first quarter, Warner Brothers Discovery Chief Financial Officer Gunnar Wingfield said to IGN. Oh man, I guess that's it for this game. I don't know where that leads Warner Brothers going forward, but as you can see, this is an industry issue. Sea of Thieves has joined PlayStation's top 3 games of April in just one day. It took the top spot in Europe and the third spot in US and Canada for the most PlayStation 5 downloads. The ranking is impressive since the game was released on the very last day of April. Sea of Thieves, a former Xbox exclusive, you hear that, people? It used to be exclusive, and now the PlayStation can partake. It's found its way to PlayStation last month and has received a far warmer welcome than initially expected. Because we all know these port-begging ponies, they don't buy games. So this is highly surprising. So obviously, Xbox has games that they like over there. And this is showing that Sony will spend the money for the games that they said they hate. Sony helping Rare throughout the porting process. Sony came over and was hanging out in the building with Microsoft. You hear that, people? They were actually there helping them port the game over, because we at Xbox, we don't know nothing about you PlayStation dudes. So y'all had to come over and help us out a bit because you got that fast SSD, you heard? Why it matters, Xbox reportedly tested the potential of PlayStation 5 release with its launch, so the reception is bigger deal than it may initially seem. As shared on the PlayStation blog, Sea of Thieves was the #1 downloaded game for PlayStation 5 in Europe, and in Canada and the US, it became the 3rd biggest release, finishing in the top 3 across all major regions. This is a beautiful thing. Meanwhile, new releases like Stellar Blade also showed impressive results. Stellar Blade finished with the top of 4 most downloaded. So that means Sea of Thieves beat out Stellar Blade, while PlayStation Helldivers 2 took the top spot in USA and Canada. Shout out to Helldivers, the game that will be soon making its way over to the Xbox platform. We love Helldivers over here, and we will partake just like we're allowing you to partake. Since Xbox multi-platform experience has seemingly been a huge success, more titles are most likely guaranteed to arrive on the PlayStation and Nintendo hardware. So you think. So you hope. This is port begging right in the flesh. You get a chance to see all the port begging right for your very eyes. Hashtag no PlayStation 6. Hashtag we gotta keep the boot on Kong's neck this whole generation. Ahoy, mateys! Look at you guys over here in PlayStation land. You guys are doing exactly what I asked you to do. Buck up, shut up, and get that cash ready. Because you know, I love the bread. And we know that y'all had no games. So Sea of Thieves going over there and becoming number 3 in the US and Canada, and number 1 in Europe. That's amazing. And if you really think about it, it's beating Stellar Yams, your exclusive game. We send y'all exclusives that y'all really care about. Sea of Thieves. And I knew you poor begging ponies will lap it up. Thank you. We appreciate you over here at Xbox. Microsoft values you as a customer. And as a custy, we happen to serve you well. So you like the way that you're being served, custy? Because you are a customer. And you love to dine at Microsoft's restaurant, a la chez la carte Xbox. Who would have thought this whole time you port beggars really love Xbox? And it has proven. So no more do I want to hear the crap about you guys not liking Xbox. Because you love us. And the facts prove itself. Now let's get back to that port begging, right? A little bit of Hellblade port begging. You know what it is. Now, you know I knew this was coming next, right? Xbox is reportedly considering Hellblade 2 for the PlayStation 5. A PlayStation 5 port hasn't been announced yet. In recent months, Microsoft has stated it started an experiment with launching some of its exclusive games on other consoles, like Grounded, Hi-Fi Rush, Pentiment, and Sea of Thieves. And we all know Sea of Thieves is a hit, while Hi-Fi Rush really didn't hit that well, and Pentiment didn't either. All now playable on other platforms. We're yet to really see how Microsoft experiment will play out in the long run, but it sounds like there could be more to come from Xbox. So you hope. You see, I call cap. I don't think that's happening at all. But if it does, will the port begging ponies actually buy the game? I mean, they do like Sea of Thieves. I mean, come on. I did play the first Hellblade on PlayStation first, until Microsoft came and purchased Ninja Theory. This month, the team's first major exclusive of the year is launching in the form of Ninja Theory's Hellblade 2 on May 21st. That's 2 short weeks away. And people were capping, talking about they didn't have any ad campaigns up. Well, the ad campaigns have just started. And I truly appreciate Microsoft pushing back all those little narratives that you little ponies like to bring up. Because we know that you don't have games this year. And I know it sucks for you. But it's only about to get worse. Of course, it sounds like any potential PlayStation 5 port for Hellblade 2 will come further down the line. So we wouldn't expect it to happen anytime soon. After all, the dev team would need time to work on the PlayStation 5 system and get everything figured out for a port. And that's if and when Microsoft would greenlight such a project too. And we know PlayStation needs to come over to the building because we don't know anything about PlayStation 5. And the fast SSD you heard. But hey, you never know. It might be a game that can come on the PlayStation 5 Pro. Because we know they have no games this year. Poor Sony. They're port begging and they need games. Let's see if we can help them out, you know? Let's be a good old chap and work with the guys over there, the Blues. Now, you guys was telling me that Hellblade wasn't going to have any marketing. Marketing has started. Copies have started to go out to reviewers, people that's reviewing the game. Keep your eyes out for people. I don't know. I'm just saying. You never know. You never know. Right? Well, apparently, I didn't finish the game. Well, maybe sometimes foolish people should check my PlayStation profile. Because I finished it over there a year before it came out on Xbox. Dummy. And I just went over there on Xbox just to see the differences. That's about it. It was very minimal. So, it was cool. But I'll be doing this in reverse. I'll be playing Hellblade 2 on Xbox first. Because again, the rumors pop up and y'all port begging again. Hellblade 2. I knew it was going to happen. Y'all can't help yourself. Y'all always are going to put out fake information. But here's to you guys. Back in like usual. Hashtag no PlayStation 6. You know how we do it over here. I'm going to keep the boot on Kong's neck. You won't survive this. Especially if you try to buy Paramount. And we see that you don't have money. Oh, poor Voodoo Sony. You're broke. And it's a joke. But y'all guys that like to play Twitter, y'all wouldn't know that because you're consumers, you patty flippers. Xbox reportedly considering Game Pass price hike to accommodate Call of Duty. Multiple options are seemingly on the table. I know this for a fact that this game is going to raise the price of Game Pass. I thought Game Pass was going to go up in price as soon as they got ABK. Honestly. But what? We pay $17 a month. I think we're going to be paying $20 a month, $19.99 a month. I think they're going to raise it $2 across the boards. And I think that $2 for Ultimate, and I think that Call of Duty will only be in Game Pass Ultimate. Honestly. But just when we thought the slew of Megaton Xbox news was starting to die down, multiple news reports hit the web, including one from The Verge that talks about Microsoft's internal struggles regarding its Game Pass subscription. According to the tech outlet, Microsoft has considered raising the price of Game Pass Ultimate once again. The subscription cost was increased last summer, and now the team seems to be having internal debates on whether to bump it up once more. However, while the last price bump seemed to have been a general reaction to a tough market condition, The Verge believe the current Game Pass Ultimate price debate is about the integration of Call of Duty into the library again. None of this is official right now, but it seems like the acquisition of one of game's biggest franchises is sparking internal debate at Microsoft about the price of Game Pass Ultimate. This topic is going to be fun. We're going to talk about it right now. Call of Duty. Going inside Game Pass day and date. Backlog of Call of Duty games. I honestly believe that the Call of Duty library will be available for Game Pass Ultimate. I believe that they're going to raise the price of Game Pass Ultimate. I believe that they're going to raise the price of Game Pass in general. Be honest with you. The value is going to be there. So am I capping for it to raise the value? No, because I'm a lifelong subscriber. Same way I wasn't happy when PlayStation raised the value of, well, they didn't raise the value, they raised the price tag on their service and didn't give me any value. They added some crappy movies or something like that. That's something I didn't care about. And they're going right back in that same direction, trying to get Paramount movies to add to a service that we want games. Well, at least Microsoft is bringing the games. And the games are starting to show up now. So listen, in this economy, you already know inflation is real. They're not going to fit the bill. They paid $70 billion for this company. And again, to deliver these games to us, the price tag is going to raise. Well, this is the part in the video where I'm going to tell you to like, follow, and subscribe. And I'm going to throw that logo around Call of Duty neck. And I'm going to tell them, get over here and get inside that Game Pass. Try to play the Game Pass.